Hello, I'm Mary Kay Floater. I worked in the intramural program of NINDS for 30 years. In 2006, Dr. Henry McFarland, the clinical director, asked me to become his deputy. In 2007, he stepped down, and I became the acting clinical director until Dr. Abhinath joined the Institute in 2011. During my time as clinical director, I was honored to work with Dr. Alan Koretsky, the scientific director, and Dr. Story Landis, the Institute Director, to expand opportunities for physician scientists in the intramural program. I'd like to highlight one of our efforts, the McFarland Transition to Independence Award, in which OCD funded a clinical fellow to work for 2 years in a basic science lab in a mentored position, followed by 3 years of independent funding. Our goal was to make clinical fellows more competitive for extramural grant funding. Our program preceded the institute-wide Assistant Clinical Investigator program for more advanced clinical fellows. It was my pleasure to work for NINDS. Happy anniversary, happy 75th anniversary, NINDS.
I'm Ann Paduri, and I proudly served as NINDS Deputy Director from 2024 to 2025. I'm honored to celebrate with you the 75th anniversary of NINDS, where I had the privilege and joy to serve alongside Director Walter Koroshetz, current Acting Director Amy Adams, and all of you. You showed me such warmth, friendship, and collegiality as we shared in the excitement of neuroscience. We continue to share that joy and excitement, while we also reflect on some of the losses we had in terms of our colleagues who prematurely had to leave the Institute during that time. I know that all of you and all of them continue to support the NINDS mission, a mission that is as relevant today as it was 75 years ago. The children and adults with neurological disorders in this country continue to inspire all of us. And you, the NINDS team, who not only provides support for research in academia, but also encouragement and guidance for researchers, whether it's a trainee or a seasoned PI, you all continue to inspire us. I know that the future of neuroscience is bright. I know that the future of the NINDS is bright. I'm thrilled to be able to celebrate with you and to thank you for the past 75 years of service, to join in this exciting history with you, and to look forward to the next 75 years of neuroscience research.
My name is Zach Hall, and I was fortunate to be the NINDS director from 1994 to 1997. Under the leadership of Harold Varmus, those were exciting years of scientific development at NIH. It was also a time of scientific opportunity, as the sequencing of the human genome, developments in imaging, and other advances opened new possibilities in our field. Two of the most important scientific achievements during my time at NIH were the clinical trial showing the efficacy of TPA in treating ischemic stroke, and, in collaboration with the Genomic Institute, the discovery of the first genetic mutation linked to Parkinson's disease, a disease previously thought to be without a genetic component. One of the achievements I am most proud of during my tenure was bringing Story Landis to NINDS as Director of Intramural Research. As you know, she later went on to become a highly successful NINDS director. Story, in turn, brought Walter Koroshetz to NIH, who became the Institute's most recent and also highly successful director. I am proud to have been a part of that lineage. Looking to the future, advances in genomics, AI, and CNS physiology should lead to major progress in the treatment of neurological disorders in the future, particularly neurodegenerative diseases. Here's to another 75 years. Happy anniversary, NINDS.
I'm Story Landis. I was the scientific director from 1995 to 2003 and the director from 2003 to 2014. I'd like to talk briefly about two projects. The first was the Porter Neuroscience Research Building, which was built to house neuroscientists from multiple institutes, not according to their institute, but according to their question of interest or the tools that they were using. This was completed in 2014 and dedicated to John Porter. The second project was the launch of the Brain Research Initiative, where brain meant brain research advancing through innovative neurotechnologies. This initiative recognized the fact that in order to understand how neurons are put together in circuits, the scientific group needed much better tools. This was announced at the White House as a global initiative and was launched in 2013. The interesting piece is that over time, if I have the numbers correctly, something like $800 million has been invested in this initiative in addition to what the institutes were doing. So congratulations on the neuroscience progress that you fostered, NINDS, and happy anniversary, happy 75th anniversary. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Alan Willard. I worked at NINDS from 1998 until 2017. I served in a variety of positions: Scientific Review Administrator, Chief of the Review Branch, Deputy Director of Extramural, and for the last 2 years I was the Acting Deputy Director of the Institute. What I remember most is how we were always under some kind of time pressure to get something done, whether it was the early days of the UDAL initiatives or the American Recovery Act or various things for the Brain Initiative. There was always too little time, and yet somehow we always got it done, and it got done well, and good science was supported. The changes in science during the time I was at the Institute were truly remarkable, and I won't name them because I'm sure many other people will talk about that. But what I really remember was how well people came together to get things done. I think now we face our greatest challenge, and it's not scientific, and I wish you all well.
Hi, I'm Nina Shore. I worked at NIH from January 2018 through September 2025, and almost 5 years of that time as Deputy Director of NINDS. This rap will tell you more. Oh my goodness, sakes alive. NINDS turns 75. I spent almost 5 years as Walter's second in command, 15 months as SD, as if to beat the band. 3 months early on, I was acting director. By year 5, onto Building 1, some called me a defector. Proud to be part of the history of the NINDS team for advocacy. We crafted urgent network and planned strategically. We showcased all our talents in a show for CFC. I will always cherish dearly how so many played a role, and each in a different way made civility a goal. You ease the patient's burden and the caregivers you bless. Happy 75th anniversary to NINDS.